thank the Chamber for inviting me, Mike Rampetsreiter. I'm a project engineer, project manager for Wisconsin Department of Transportation. I've been charged with handling this Token Creek project. Maybe I'll go forward. I'm going to break it down into two description of the project, and then go through kind of what going through public meetings and taking citizens' input to I'm going to do a question and answer, go through kind of progress, how things came into being. So with that, here's our, just to give an overview, is our project here. I'll be showing it closer. Here's Sun Prairie over here, interstate, DeForest over here. I'll be talking about the detour route. It will be looking to make use of 151 in the interstate. Closer look, here are the two bridges that will be replaced. 4 lanes here right now, existing 19, and Teeber's down to 2 lanes. And I'll also cover a topic there, 4 lanes versus 2 lanes. Okay. A little background here. This project includes the replacement of 2 bridges whose queries COVID-19. These bridges are located as shown on the display between the 51 interchange and Portage Road. The structures have exceeded their service life. Our bridge maintenance has a scale of 0 to 100, as everything does, 50 being the demarcation, and they've fallen below that, so it's been flagged as needing to be addressed. Also, there's with our new bridges, we will be addressing. You may have encountered, maybe not, where I've seen traveling 19. It is in a marsh area, but there is concern with drainage and in particular overtopping of the road with Token Creek when it swells. 2008 comes to mind as a heavy rain, and it did experience some overtopping there. In order to accelerate the construction, we initially had it for 72 days, meeting with the public and getting input from state representatives and local officials. We looked at it closer and scaled it down to 45 days. Again, I'll get into the particulars there. There are, with the 2 structures, there are businesses and residents. I think I spelled that correct. Okay, sorry. But so we'll be looking to get them access there too. Here's a kind of construction occurrence here, tributary and the main Token Creek. Bridge replacements in both. We are going to have a temporary bypass for the people residing in the area. And again, I'll get into more. We're just going to do 1 temporary bypass as opposed to 2. Having 2 would encourage traffic to travel through, and I'll get into the reasons why we're not going to be having traffic traveling through this construction zone. Here's a schedule of what has occurred and what will occur. DOT has hired the firm, the engineering firm of AECOM to do the design. They completed it and sent it to our central office. I'm in our region office. The central office does the review of the plans and the processing of the plans. We do have public meetings prior to this plan submittal, but we thought it'd be good to, again, follow up with the public. We did this at Windsor Elementary School just to update people where the project stood. And you see down here, we're going to have another public meeting, and that one will occur with the contractor, and with that, the contractor will have a more defined schedule that he can share with the public. let's see, construction start date, we're looking at July 22nd. Again, probable depending upon the processing of the plans from central office. Again, then the end date, September 11th, pending weather playing a part in that schedule. Okay, I thought, like I noted, I've gotten a lot of questions through the public meetings, meeting with property, the business, and state representative, local officials. Why is the replacement of the 2 bridges occurring this year? Why this year, why not before, why not next year? You can see bridges, as I noted before, reached their service life. They were built in the 39s last year. When I heard that, I go, wow, we really got a lot of use out of those bridges. Right now, one of them is posted for a certain size loading of a truck, so it's safe to travel these bridges. I don't want anyone to say, oh, we can't travel it, but they've reached their life and do need to be addressed. Again, all right, can the project be pushed back a year? Unfortunately, we're dealing with multiple projects in the area and numerous years, and one project that, or a theme project that would affect us moving it back a year is at the 151 interchange with the interstate. WSDOT will be addressing bridges, closing ramps, so it would impede or make it difficult for us to do a detour of 151 and the interstate. So, but then now following up, why is there a detour? Why not temporary structures next to the existing bridges? We looked at temporary bridges, and let's see here. Upon further review, we saw that the soils, as you could see by the aerials before, that the soils were such that we saw that settlement would be a concern. And Highway 19 is a heavily traveled road, carries about 17 vehicles a day, so if we would have a failure there, that would cause a problem as far as a quick trying to detour as opposed to having one in place, so we thought it would be prudent to get a detour in place. Let's see. Yeah, and it will help us in the long run to get the bridges constructed in a more efficient manner. So how many days will the detour be in place? We have seen in the schedule 45 calendar days. The overall project will be 58 calendar days. So we're looking at really compressing this time down. What steps has WSDOT taken to lessen the time frame of the detour? Again, we took input from citizens and elected officials. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay. We are looking at a different design, one that's seen a lot of use in Minnesota. It's called an inverted T. This will allow us to not have to do false work, which is form work and temporary shoring, if you will. So this will definitely help the process along. We are looking to allow for expanded working hours, going up to 10 p.m. We are going to be meeting with the different contractors to alert them, hey, this is a high priority project, major concerns, and this will be required of them to attend. Again, we did move it back a month, so that would help us better coordinate with an adjacent project, Highway 51 near DeForest. And lastly, we are adding a monetary incentive, disincentive to kind of a carrot and stick approach to get them moving along. Not a good visual here, I pulled it from a brochure, but it does give you a sense of what type of work they will be doing. bridge, it's precast beforehand, so it will help accelerate construction. Another question I've received is, won't this affect traffic on 151 on the interstate? It will to a point. We've done some computer modeling, and there will be some delays, but overall, we see both the interstate and 151 functioning well. What about traveling on the local road system? Individuals will seek that out. We are looking to sign for Highway 19. We are going to do changeable message boards, so to encourage them to take 151 and the interstate. Will there be enforcement is a question we've gotten from locals, and yes, there will be. We've secured a contract with the state patrol. What about conditions of the local roads? We met with locals. It would be incumbent upon them to post them for loadings. Won't it conflict with the 51 project near DeForest, which is occurring north of 19? Yes, unfortunately it will. We are working with the construction engineer, contractor to ensure better coordination. Unfortunately, of concern to the individuals in the immediate area and possibly residents from Sun Prairie traveling to Middleton and the west side of Madison, that to do a bypass to use the next local road north of 19, Windsor Road, won't be open by August 1st. We're hoping sometime within August to have that open, but we were hoping actually to have good weather like last year, but unfortunately at this point that hasn't been occurring. So, but I guess we'll know more, as I noted with our public meeting in July. The contractor will have a better handle on what's available. Will the constructed bridges need to be ripped out should Highway 19 become a 4-lane roadway? No. Our design will be such laid out that and wide enough that it will accommodate whatever future 4-lane will be occurring. Another question we've gotten is, why wasn't 19 designed and constructed as a 4-lane? This was relayed to me by our planning section. It's a lot to digest, but the short of it is there's a process that that takes place for a segment of roadway to become 2 to 4 lanes. Part of that is a study, and for a study of such a magnitude, it needs money encumbered by the state legislature. And with that, for studies, there's a certain pot of money, and different segments of roadway throughout the state get on a list. They get ranked, and unfortunately at this point this segment of roadway isn't ranked high enough to get ranked high enough to get funding. So on to the next question you may have is, what will get 19 to become a 4-lane? What can we do? Individuals can contact their state representative to express their interest in having Highway 19 constructed as a 4-lane roadway. This past February, we did meet with state legislatures and local officials to discuss, 1, the Token Creek bridges, and 2, converting from 2 to 4 lanes. So I don't want to say, in a roundabout way, this has gotten 19 on the docket of the state legislature as far as concerns to have it from 2 to 4 lanes. I've listed a couple items that go into an environmental document, part of the study, traffic studies, archaeological, historical, ag impacts, water issues, social justice, and concerns by the community. Who do locals contact to express their concern? again, I noted state representatives, your local officials, and here are a list of people in my office, the Southwest Region, in the Madison office, which is, our office is on the east side of Madison, just a block north of MATC on the east side of the airport. Joe Olson is our region director, Jeff Gust, our planning chief, and Mike Holker. They're really, I'll say, in tune with what's happening. For example, they're involved with the Stoughton Road corridor study. So Joe, I know, is involved with the State Trunk Highway 29 from Green Bay to Eau Claire, so he's been involved in major projects like that. If you'd had questions regarding construction where I'm in design, there are construction contacts. Kurt will be, he oversees a number of projects in Dane County. He'll be overseeing this project as well. Again, I noted we hired the engineering firm AECom, Eric Price, the designer. Phone number if interested. I don't know if you appreciate that. So again, thank you for having me. Mike Rampetsreiter is my name. Again, the DOT address. Any questions? I'll go from right to left. How would that be?
On the bridge, is it only going to be 2 lanes of bridge constructed for now, right?
Correct, 2 lanes.
And with planning that for the possibility of a 4-lane highway later, did the bridges have to be moved any further north or south from the existing 19 in order to work with the future 4-lane highway, or is it going to be straight in line with the existing?
It will be straight in line. Maybe I can. Here. So, if I had my guess, the existing roadway would be would be an eastbound. So the new roadway would be on the north side. That could change, but we're designing as such that it would lay out to accompany well with any future 4-lane.
Because I still wonder if there's being any way that if they're only going to build a 2-lane bridge now, if that could be built alongside of the existing bridge, and then gradually just have a lane to go over towards the new bridge for now until the 4-lane is in.
I see, but I think many would see that. I think the federal highways in particular would see that as waste. You know, you're building a bridge that's not going to be seen any usage for a while. So.
Again, if you use the new bridge, but don't tear down the old bridge until they're ready to make 4 lanes.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. If we would be building a new bridge, we'd have to be purchasing land from whatever adjacent property owner, and there it would take some time for acquisition. And as I noted from our bridge maintenance, these bridges have raised a flag and said, hey, they need to readdress now, and so we wouldn't have the time to. It's a good idea, I don't deny that, but unfortunately, we're not in a position to do so. Other questions?
Have you settled on your traffic control for Portage Road and Highway 19? Is there going to be through traffic allowed there to get to Stevens Drive?
We have a traffic plan in place, yes. I foresee, as I noted, with our coordination with the Highway 51 project, that I see it as something that they'll have to assess on a month-to-month basis. They'll observe traffic patterns, new traffic patterns, and say, oh, we'll have to put up more signing, new signing, or prevent movement on this road, you know.
Well, we have a business located on Stevens Drive, which is like 1 block west of Portage Road.
1 block west of Portage.
And it's right up from the gas station.
Okay.
So if there's a solid closure on 19 at that point, it'll be a little more difficult for our clients.
There won't be. We'll have a staggered detour, so people will be able to ingress, egress out of that area. And we have, which was, I'm glad, was the DP owner attended our public meetings, and he's an acknowledgement. I think he's been through the ropes with other VPs, so that was a plus in that sense. Yes?
In your data collection study or plan that you noted in here,
Yes.
what do you mean by social justice, and why is it in a road plan?
As an example, I'm thinking in the area here we have Verona Road, and it's in legislatively in a study where they talk about, well, you can't, there's the concerns at times building a new roadway, say in an urban area that is, say a poor community, and the thought of, for lack of a better word, taking advantage of the situation. So it's just trying to be upfront and a balanced approach, if you will, to that.
Looking at the corridor that you got, a lot of agricultural equipment have to go through there, and
Yes.
existing bridges that you do have to choke off the entire road. It's really a terrible design.
We've been told
And also, just going down to a two-lane road, I don't see how you're solving those issues, because right now it's a very dangerous situation that we've got, and I don't see how you're improving on it.
Well, the existing has your traditional 2 lanes, and each lane being 12 feet wide. And on the bridge, if I have it correct, I think it's 5 feet wide. And these new bridges will be 10 feet wide shoulders on each side. So there will be room, if you will, for large farm equipment to be able to be over more to the side. So you're right, it is a concern out there, and hopefully this will help the situation. Not completely, but I think it'll be an improvement over what's happening now. Yes?
The road between those 2 bridges buckles,
Right here.
correct?
Yes.
And am I to assume that the road is not going to be touched during this?
We did put in I mentioned bridge maintenance, we have road maintenance, and road maintenance has noted that there are concerns with the roadway cracking, and we did put in a bid item of what we call patching, so they will be addressing that.
But not the subsurface, not the foundation.
Correct,
of the road.
no.
Which is, it's a wetland area, that's probably where the issue is.
Yeah. So, but also you'll see on that note, state maintenance engineers work with Dane County maintenance forces, and they see this as an opportunity to also address from this easterly bridge to Portage Road to address the pavement there as well. So you'll see Dane County forces doing patchwork as well on this segment from Portage Road to the easterly bridge. Any other questions? Well, I want to thank you again. Wasn't sure how this would work out, but I'm glad it did, and thank you again.